Welcome to episode 38 of Grizzlie Knits. I'm Tracy, your host, and this is a knitting and crochet podcast. I'm coming today from Toronto, Canada, where I live with my family and my dogs, and I'm so excited that you have decided to join me. If you're new, welcome. I hope you stick around and you see some things that you like and inspire you. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back and seeing what I've been up to. It's been a little while. It's been about a month since I've podcasted. We were away a little bit, and I showed that on Instagram. I'm GrizzlieKnits on Instagram if you want to follow me there. And then we came back, and everything was just like, I don't know, so much going on. And then I was under the weather, and I every day I said, today I'm going to podcast, and it didn't happen. I feel really bad, and I have a lot to show you, so it wasn't for lack of content. Anyway, let's get started. So this isn't super long, and I don't take up too much of your time. Let's start with the most exciting thing, my new sweater that I finished. Oh no, did I forget? Okay. Do I have... Now I feel bad because I do not have what I need here. Okay, we're going to wing it. And if it goes really bad, I'm going to stop this and go get what I need. But this is I'm pretty sure it's called, my memory, the Deep V. See, I think I'm screwing it up already. Deep V neck sweater by Jessie Maed Designs. You know what? I'm going to keep on going. And I'm going to put everything in the description box below. So if you're like, that doesn't sound right, I'll write it properly in the description box. But I want to show you, this is a Jessie Maed design, my first sweater by her. And I cannot say enough about this sweater. I love it so much. It is so perfect. So I started by taking a sweater that I already had, that I didn't make, I think it was like from Old Navy or something, but I loved the fit. It was kind of a little bit boxy, and the sleeves were perfect. Everything was perfect, and I did the measurements. So as I went along with this sweater, I kept measuring, which helped out a lot. So I did make it a little bit longer. It is still really cropped, but I did make it a little bit longer than she suggests. I think I talked about this in my other podcast, that it was a little challenging. I wouldn't say this is a beginner sweater just because of this V-neck. So there was a few points where I'm like, I don't understand this. And I had to keep reading it. Once I read it and I got it, it made perfect sense. Like, she is just an incredible designer. So I did a size small, and I kept with the needle size that it says in the pattern. Now for yarn, I used Feisty Fibers in their Dry Martini colorway, and it is a DK. Now, one thing I did do, which might be helpful if ever you're doing something like this, I did notice I didn't do helical knitting. I didn't alternate skeins of balls, anything like that. I just wanted it to be, I don't know, I didn't mind all this pooling and striping and stuff. I just thought it was very cool. And I wanted the yarn to do what it wanted to do. But there was one skein that was so much darker, like really noticeably darker. So I started doing a sleeve in that, and I thought, I don't even know if I'm going to have enough to do the other sleeve, and one sleeve's going to look weird. And I just thought, so I ripped that back, and I decided, well, here it is. If you can kind of see a little bit. I decided to do the ribbing, anywhere where there's ribbing, use that dark skein. So you can't see it too much here, but you can certainly see it here. And you can see it in the ribbing here. But I love it. I think it gives it even more depth and texture, and I really like it. So that was that. I wore it out in the world yesterday, and I was like, I made this, but you know, nobody really asked. But I felt good, and the yarn is it just bloomed after the bath so nicely, and it's just light but cozy. And honestly, I think this might be my favorite sweater I've ever made, which is really exciting. Now I want to make more because now I feel like, you know, I can do it. Okay, so that was one of my finished objects. We might as well keep going with Jessie Maed designs. So I did something. I don't even think I had this casted on my last podcast. I don't think I did. Okay, I wanted to knit a type of bra to see if I liked it. So I did another Jessie Maed design, my little secret crop. So it looks like this. And I did, what did I do? I think I did again a size small. Yeah, I did a size small, but again, made it a little bit longer, but not too much longer. So I want to show you it. Oh, well, the yarn I used, first of all, was Things Created Equal. I used to do a subscription box for a few months with this company, and I looked her up again. I don't see that she's doing subscription boxes anymore, but this was the April colorway. It's like really pretty browns and kind of taupes. Anyway, so I made myself a little secret crop. So it looks like this. It looks really tiny, like it would fit like a child, but it's supposed to be tight and it stretches. You can see that. So it was super fun to make, and it was easy and quick. I loved everything about it. So if you're hearing hesitation in my voice, it's just because I haven't worn it yet. So I don't know how comfortable it is. So I'm trying to think of things. As you can see, it's like a bra, you know, it's gonna go here. So I have a few kind of shirts that I thought maybe I'd wear over it and then button up so you can't see anything. But we'll see. I mean, I loved making it, and if I come back to you guys and I'm like, this is the most comfortable thing I've ever owned, I might be making a whole bunch in different colors. But I don't know. It is soft, but is it enough, like, to, you know, enough support in lots of ways. So anyway, we'll see. It was lots of fun to make. We'll see if it's a winner. Okay, so that is two things. What else? I also finished my DK socks. These were on the needles for quite a while. I don't know why. Finally finished them. This is a recipe from Erica and Daphne from Rose Opal Knits on their website. And I just followed it. And I think I made just a little rib pattern. But other than that, I followed all the measurements. And yeah, I'm really happy they're done and that I can start wearing them. The yarn I used was new to me, Super Boss Sky Wave. And it's really, really soft, and I got it in, I don't think they named their colors, but it's like this gray, white, kind of variegated. And then I just used up here some like scraps I had, and for the toes and the cuffs and the heels. Yeah. So I did them 2 at a time, magic loop on 3.25 millimeter needles as their DK socks. So they're very cushy and nice to wear, and I think they'll be great. Okay, what else do I have? I think we'll move into dishcloths. I am hosting DishAlong 2023. And thank you so much for everyone who is posting pictures and using the hashtag DishAlong 2023. And it's just been a lot of fun. So for my own February dishcloths, I posted on Instagram this week. I finished this one and this one. So this one is a different pattern. Let's see, I don't think I have the pattern here. In all honesty, I probably wouldn't use it again. It's easy. It's just, I don't know, it came out like a little narrow, I guess. It's got an I-cord edging, and it was just plain knit, like garter stitch. But it was fine. Actually, I shouldn't say I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't do it again. I might do it again. And then this is my good old pattern that I always use, and I'll write that one down below, by Carolyn Stanton. I think it's just called my easy dishcloth pattern. I don't know. I'll write it down. But I really like that one. I don't know. This one seems to go fast. This one was like, I don't know. It seemed to go slow, even though it was easy. Anyway, and the yarn I used, this really pretty blue color, was by, I think it's called, wait, I think I have another one. Do I? Yeah. Studs by Estelle. This is the brand. This is a new to me brand, and I absolutely love it. Like, for Canadians who don't want to spend the shipping and customs and stuff on Dishy from Knit Picks, you can get this in all the little Canadian yarn stores. I got this at True North Yarns. I think that one was in Barrie, but I've seen it in other little Canadian yarn stores, and it's just as good. I'm telling you, it's so good, and the colors are really good too. And then the cream I just found in my stash. So for one of these, I got this and this. Like, I've not a scrap left. So that's pretty good. And for my next dishcloth for March, I'm going to pair another one. I love this color. It's so cool. With this. So this I found in my stash. I've never used it for a dishcloth, but I think it'll be okay. It's Loops and Threads Coastal Cotton. I think I just picked it up at Michael's, but it's a really pretty blue color. It'll be really nice with that. So that'll be my March dishcloth that I should get started on. Speaking of dishcloths, Catherine from Lily Bees she designed her February dishcloth, and she wanted to give away a couple again, just like she did for January, which was so sweet. So this is what the new one looks like. It's so cute. I'd love to give this one a try. Whole lot of kisses. So I just randomly went through and I picked two winners, and they are June Brown Williams and Yarn It Heidi. So if you're Yarn It Heidi or June Brown Williams, just contact me and I will email you this pattern. Now, also for upcoming, I'm not going to say like March, because I'm not going to do every month, but for upcoming prize, I'd like to do a stitch marker set, and I thought this one was really nice for March. So this one's called You Taught Me How to Fly, and it is 5 stitch markers, and they have various beads and butterflies and there's a little flowers, and I thought it'd be so nice for March. So I would like to, I'm going to randomly pick somebody who does the hashtag DishAlong 2023, and then in my, I guess my next episode, or maybe the one after that, I will announce the winner. And I will mail this off to them. So that is fun. Okay, let me take a breath. All right, so I think I'm done with all my FOs. So I wanted to show you one thing before we get into like my whips. So we went to St. Lucia to visit my son, who is working there for a year. And I started thinking, like, do I bring a shawl? Like, what do I bring? Do I bring a knit? And I wanted to tell you I did, and how that was like the best decision of my life. So I was like, which one do I bring? So going back a while, I got the Advent, and I'm trying to think of the year. I want to say like 2021, by Allison Barnes, and I got her Advent, and I made Curious Handmade, Helen Stewart's Dust of Snow Wrap. So I want to show you it, first of all. I mean, I've talked, if you want to go back in time and find that episode, I've probably talked about this. It was so fun to make, and it's very colorful. And I wouldn't say I'm a colorful person, and I've hardly worn it. So I thought, hey, I'm going to like a Caribbean island. If you can't wear this, then like, when can you wear this? So I brought it with, and it was so incredible. I just want to tell you, like you might think, well, when did you wear it? Because it's hot. Air conditioning, breezes, like you can still get a little chilly. In the car there's no air conditioning in cars. So, and they drive fast with the windows open. And I was like chilly, and I would put this around me, and I was so happy. In the plane, I would roll it up. I'm not going to do a good job now, but I would roll it up, and it was a little pillow. And I can think of like 5 other amazing things that this little girl did. Anyway, so shawls are the way to go. If you're traveling, bring a shawl. It is comfort. It has uses. It's just like the absolute best. So I was really happy I brought this. So leading on to that, I was freaking out because I have never been to the Caribbean, or I have been years and years and years ago, but this was my first time as a serious knitter. And I'm like, do they let like knitting needles in to their country? So I went on the internet, and you find many different opinions and things. And I went to Barbados and they took my needles away at the airport. So I started freaking out, because like, if you can take anything away from me in my suitcase. I don't care. Everything's replaceable except my knitting. Don't mess with my knitting. But I mean, what are you going to do, right? So I wanted some safe things to bring with that I felt like they weren't going to take away. So I'll show you my first thing. My first thing I did is I started a pair of socks. I read that if you start something, instead of loose needles, customs is they see it's a project. I don't know if this is true, but it made me feel better. So I started socks a couple of days before we left with bamboo needles, not metal. So nothing would like go off in the airport, in the security. So I got 2 of my 9-inch. I don't love 9-inch. I've said this before. I do 9-inch. Can't say it's my favorite way of knitting socks, But I thought this is how it's going to be. I also didn't want like a lot of yarn. I'm going to have like a tight space in an airplane, right? So, I wanted like as little yarn as I didn't want scraps. I didn't want a lot of that. So, but I also didn't want to be bored. So, but I didn't want a big pattern. I'm very high maintenance when I travel. Anyway, I found this. It was free. It's Patton's Yarnspirations, and they're called the slip knit socks. This is them. Oh, here's a little picture. Very simple, but really enjoyable and easy to memorize and whatever. So I got my Felici yarn picks. I had a ball. I separated the ball. I had to do some yarn management because I really wanted them to match. But anyway, so that's what's left. Not a lot left, actually. I have quite a lot to go with this sock. Hopefully we'll be okay. And then I brought like for toes and cuffs a little ball. I also brought, I don't think I have it here, no scissors. So I brought a nail clipper and that did the trick. Like cut my yarn, no problem, nothing red flagged in my case. So here they are. I haven't worked on them too much since I've been back, but they were perfect. I could bring them, I just brought my little thing down to the pool and wherever we went, it was in my purse and I could pull out and do a couple of rounds. And it really was great. Lots of fun, but not too stressful or too like I had to pay attention and all that stuff. So that was the first project I brought. But you know me, I can't bring one project. And I'll tell you why. That I have this thing in my head. When the kids were little and we went on vacation once, I brought one project and one of the kids got sick and they were in the room the whole trip. So I was in the room most of the trip and I had one project. Like that's, talk about stress and anxiety. I had one project. So now I have in my head, you can't bring one project. So I thought, what about a crochet project? Now, I only crochet blankets. So that is a problem right off the bat because you don't want to, I'm not bringing a blanket. But I liked the idea of the crochet wooden hook because that could go in your makeup. That's like a eyeliner. So I went on the internet again and I was very pleased with what I found. So there, okay, keeping in mind, I'm not a great crocheter. I'm kind of a beginner-ish crocheter. So I wanted to find a shawl pattern that I could do. And I came across, it's called the DC All Day Shawl. DC being double crochet by Nana's Crafty Home. And there was no pattern. It was a tutorial. And it was so easy. I just put it on this little card here. And every row is the same. Every row is the same. It's only double crochet. And you're just increasing. So I started it at home before we left for the trip to make sure I understood what I was doing. And I brought one ball of yarn. Do I have my yarn here? Oh, well, my yarn was from a kit I bought years ago by Riverside Studio. And I picked this color because I thought it was so beautiful. Of like all the beautiful ocean, the water we're gonna see on the beaches. And I thought a blue color would be so nice to crochet. So let me show you. Now it's already got, okay, let me just show you and then I'll explain. Oh, my hook is hanging. Oh, this is my little, just plain little hook. And here it is. Okay, so you start here and it's one stitch, guys. It's double crochet. That's it. So what makes it grow is like here you're adding 2 and 2. So you're increasing, but it's super easy. The only thing, if you're new like me, keep counting. So just count. Make sure you have the same on this side as the same on that side. I don't have to count anymore. Now I'm like well off. But look how pretty. So I did a lot of this on the vacation. Really relaxing and nice. And then when I came home, I continued it. And I put in some remix gray that I had hanging around. And now I'm at the bottom and I'm using the leftovers of the sock here, the DK. There was quite a lot left over actually. So what I think now, I'm going to keep going for a little bit more. And then I'm going to go on the internet and find a fancy schmancy border to like shake things up. Now I can't because I'm home. I can concentrate. But this was, I would do this again. It was such, if anyone is traveling, this is a great plan. This was a good plan. And it's going to be pretty, really pretty. And you know, when I look at it, I'm reminded of those beaches and the wonderful time we had. It was really sweet. Okay, so that is a whip and my socks are a whip. And I don't have too many other whips because I really tried hard to finish some things when I got back. I think I cast on a little bit too much. You know, when you're like, you feel a little like overwhelmed with your stuff. You're like, okay, I've got to finish some things because this is getting out of control. So I've been working on those. I want to show you a couple of other things that I've been working on. And then I'll show you one thing that is going to be cast on this week. So I've talked about this, how much fun I've been having with this. This is the Nightshift by Andrea Mowry. And I'm loving this. This is it so far. I still have a lot to do. I was going to say I'm on section 5 and there's 10 sections. Okay. Oh dear, am I in the middle? Yep, of course. I think we can still have a good shot of it. So this is it so far. I've done a lot actually. This is one of my progress keepers and it was where, when we chatted last time. So I've done all this and I love it. I am doing a couple things differently, just with color placement because I have this big ball here that I want to use up. And the way, if I followed her instructions, I want to use this in every row where her instructions aren't like that. But that's part of knitting, making it your own, having fun and doing what you want to do. So this is in every row. I want to finish this up. This is, do I have the, oh, I do. This is a Noro, I can't put the part that's only in Japanese. Okay, Noro ball that I got from the Knitting Loft a couple of years ago. And it's incredible. I love it. And then I'm just adding scraps, to be honest. So I've got like some, I wouldn't say scraps, like balls with no home. I got some gray and some, I've even added a little fuzzy mohair type thing. And just some purples. So I guess I am keeping in this color family. And then some yellow. But I love what it's doing. It looks so nice. Yeah, so I'll keep with this. This is going to be, I think this is going to be like my main focus for a while because I really want to get this done. And that's the Nightshift. Okay, so that is all for the bigger projects. And then I have been working on my 2 scrappy projects. This one in my Jenna Rose bag. I haven't worked on it a ton, but I'm really enjoying it when I pick it up. This is my habitation throw by Curious Handmade. And this is it so far. It's so art. Like, it just looks like art instead of like a blanket, you know? This is, I think, where I was last time, but I don't think I was that far. I don't know. So I'm just adding in things, row ones that I used to get and might be getting again. We'll see. And just like, honestly, if it's fingering, I just have a couple of balls going and then I'll just throw some things in and it's what I feel. So the only modification I'm making, I'm not doing the eyelet rows as often as the pattern says. I am spreading them out a little bit more. So just, I don't want to follow the pattern. Like, I don't want to row by row. Like, I just want it more simple, more easy. So I've measured, I think it's 3 inches. And then when I get close, I'm just doing that eyelet row. That's all. And then the I-cord edging is the same. Everything's the same. I'm really liking how this is turning out, and it's just relaxing and it's just lots of fun with color. I'm really enjoying that. And then the other, excuse me for bending, the other scrappy project I've been enjoying so much is the scrappy blanket that I have been putting some rows in. Not a ton, but here it is. And this is where I was last time. And so I've done a little bit of work. This one I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm really trying to get out of my like neutral comfort zone. And I am. Look at that green. That's called emerald green. And I'm like, I'm putting that in there. And I love how it's looking so far. Really scrappy and kind of wild, and I don't know, I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. So those two are like long-term projects. Like, maybe this year, maybe not this year. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. It's just having fun. And then I have my cute little basket with all my little fingering, and sometimes like this will go into the habitation throw, and just kind of mixing it all up, which I'm enjoying. Yeah, so those are the things I've been working on. And my new cast on this week is going to be a sweater. So it's going, this is my Noble Character Crafts bag. You know, I love her bag so much. So I was going through my stash, and I have a lot of these oddballs. They're Drops Air. It's a beautiful yarn. It's like a blown out yarn. Super soft, but light at the same time. So I have all these very neutral colors. As you can see, like some light pinks, some browns, some grays. I'm hoping I have enough. And I am going to be starting this Fast Tricot Turtle Dove tube. This is a free pattern. The designer owns the store in Quebec, which I'd love to go to. Maybe this summer. And oh, sorry, it looks like this, but I'm going to do a crop. Look, I say a crop. When I mean a crop, I mean like this. Like, still nothing shows, but it's just a better length for me. Though this is a beautiful length, like a really long, comfy length, but I think I'm going to go with the shorter length. And so I'm just going to do stripes. I don't know how yet. I may fool around with that before I start, or in true Tracy fashion, I might not. And then realize I'm a problem. I've done that before too. We'll see. We'll see how focused I get. But I'm really excited about starting this. It's still pretty cold here. And even if it's not, I've made the decision I'm going to keep going with sweaters because I did not have enough this year at all. Like not even close. So I don't want to start thinking, oh, it's warming up and I should be making like lighter clothes and things like that. Because in Canada, it gets really hot here in the summer, and I have a few knitted like cardigan type things, which are amazing. And cardigans are amazing for our winter, our climate, but it's really cold. I would say November, and we're still really cold, and we're in March. Like we just had another blizzard. So, it's okay if I keep going with sweaters because I really do need them. I do. Anyway, so that is that. I think I have shown you what I'm working on and what is going to happen. And that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to do this in 2 weeks. Hope things calm down a little bit, and I'll have some more progress to show you on my items. And tell me what you're working on. I'd love to know down below. Rose Opal Knits is doing 2 make-alongs that I want to join. So go and head over to their channel and learn about their make-alongs. One is a baby one, and I'm itching to make a baby sweater because I haven't in a really long time. And one is, I think it's Caitlin Hunter sweater make-along, and I actually have one that I have the pattern for one. So, I'd like to do that too. Anyway, we'll see. Keep your eye open. Also, I'm going to be having a big shop update in the next few weeks. All new stitch markers and progress keepers for spring. They're going to be beautiful, and I'm really excited about that. And I think that's it. If you leave a comment below, that would be great, or subscribe so that you don't miss it when I come out with something else. And hope everyone is doing well, and thank you for spending your time with me. Talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.